Hey, hi folks, I'm just here in my kiln shed reviewing some of the results of the firing I had the day before yesterday. As you can see, mainly tankards and beakers. But let's bring the camera in and we'll talk about it. Just quickly, let's have a look at the cone. And this was the cone here, this guy. That was the cone. So that's cone 10, nicely over. My kiln, that's just a shot of the empty kiln from above. It gets hottest down here, down this side here and over there, where the burner flames come up. That's where it tends to be hottest. As you can see, mainly tankards and beakers, drinking cup beakers, you know, these guys. All of this is for sale, by the way, except for these. These actually are an order that I've got for somebody that's been waiting for them for ages. But they came out thankfully okay. So that's good. That's always a relief, isn't it? Yeah, some of these pots actually were, in fact, everything from my hand across to the right was bisque fired before it went into the kiln, and these pieces here on the left hand side of my hand, they were all raw fired. So here, let's just talk about these quickly. That was Celadon, raw fired, no bisque, straight up to temperature, to cone 10. Slowly, a little bit slower, and I draw it out a little bit, you know, because to make sure to burn out all the organics. It's a slightly longer firing, but basically successful. Outside is got wood ash sprayed over it lightly. Okay. I'm just going to go through these and warts and all tell you. Now that was a Chino that was raw glaze once fired, with a bit of rutile spattered over it. I'll be honest with you, I don't really like the Chino, what it's doing particularly, and I was too heavy with the iron oxide. You see that there? It's kind of crystallized. It's not. The lower line there by where my thumb is better, but the line on the top here is too heavy with the iron oxide. Okay, so we have to learn from that. These are basically here Chino raw glazed, but this had like a white slip on the outside. With an iron oxide decoration and wood ash sprayed over. Okay, raw fired, once fired. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean they're not terrible. They're not terrible. It's a case of learning, isn't it? And learning from your mistakes and trying to improve. I don't know what's going on with the Chino. It's like it's not properly melting. Because when I look down the bottom there, it's not like properly. Doesn't look like it's matured quite, and yet it was very decently hot, you know. This piece here was just a small tea bowl from and once fired raw glaze. That's actually field glaze on there. Out of that field there where I'm pointing, that cornfield. But what I did was I sprayed wood ash over the top of it. Okay, so you're getting this rather nice bluey, don't know if you can see that, bluey effect there where I've sprayed it a little bit more thickly. It's just a little squared off cylinder. It was just thrown as a cylinder and I just squared it off and did a little iron oxide decorations on the side. Whoops, looks like we've got some snow on the way. We've been having squalls of snow. Okay, and yeah, I didn't show you this one, did I? This one, this is again, once fired cornfield glaze. That's the basic brand, but then I put wood ash, sprayed wood ash. See how it's got. I like that blue there. You see, I like that blue. If I can repeat that, it's got rutile spattered over it as well. Those are the little kind of orangey dots. So that was interesting. Yeah, the clay body is quite well reduced. So, okay, so that's all the raw stuff just to show you. The rest of it is my pretty regular foxglove decoration here. Smaller tankards, these. There's a mixture here. Most of these are smaller. Oh no, there are quite a few big ones actually. That's it. Well, you can see the difference there between a big one and a small one. You see. And then we had these beakers, or drinking cups. White slip, kind of Hackamy type. White glaze to the inside and iron oxide on the outside. There's a bunch of these that are sort of similar. Yeah. Whoa. Here it comes. Whoa. Sorry, I'll just give you a little weather report here. Sheesh. Welcome to Pennsylvania in March. Yeah, so again with wood ash, you see, and then iron oxide and white slip. So these are sort of similar. I've got somebody interested in those. Some of those anyway. I kind of like these. I don't have to put handles on them. Some tea bowls here. These were white slip, and then with iron oxide decoration, a little bit of cobalt spattered over. Spat on. It's been spat on, yeah. With a kind of very rather shiny, transparent glaze over the top. Again, you see the white slip there. That worked out quite well. I'm happy with those. In fact, I think if you watched my last clip, you saw me decorating some of these. Or one evening I was out there doing it. Okay. So that's these. A bit of rutile and cobalt and iron oxide spattered over. Okay. Some of these here, these came out quite nicely. Cobalt wash with brush decorated iron oxide over the top. That worked quite well. Well, that one did. This one here, the cobalt wash was a little weak on this one, so have to watch that. Make a note of that. That one was also a little weak, as you can see. That one is a little stronger. Okay, so that's that. Tankards here. I think that was a second. Yeah, that's a bloated on the bottom, you see. That's the only second actually in the firing. And that's because it was on the bottom shelf up front. It got a bit too hot. Tankards with scroll and thumb rest. Whoa. The wind. That one there. They're also successful. So that there little, it's really a tankard, but I turned it into a little a little wee dinky pitcher. We had a couple of little honey pots with a little decoration on the inside there. I think you saw me make some of these. What's that? This is a French butter keeper I made. I don't know if you understand a French butter keeper, but you put the butter in here, you see, and then in the bottom part here you put some water. You can keep it on your countertop then. You haven't got to put it in the fridge, and it keeps the butter from going rancid because it keeps the oxygen out. Okay, I think we did some of those. And last but not least, over here, some small little bowls. You saw me decorating them that one evening in the last clip. You can see their sort of classic Hakami type white slip underglaze effect that you can get. It can be kind of quite interesting. Again, with that transparent glaze, a very simple 3-part basically feldspar, wood ash and kaolin. These basically all the same, although of course they're all different, but just show you them. So yeah, I actually really like Hakami. So apart from these guys here, these foxglove tankards are all taken. If anybody's interested in anything else, just write to me. Even if you don't see it on the website or on the Etsy shop, just write to me. Say, hey, I saw such and such a pot that you showed us, please, you know, how much is it or whatever. They're basically small tankards are 25 bucks, and the bigger ones are 36. And these beakers, I think, are going to end up being 28. So there's a tankard, just to show you the difference. You see, which is white glaze over iron slip. All right, no decoration. But you know what? It doesn't need it, does it? You haven't always got to decorate everything, you see. Just to show you a different one. This is exactly the same combination. All right, exactly the same combination, but that one is in a hotter part of the kiln. So there you see the two differences that you can exactly the same combination, but the grey-blue one is a little cooler. Okay, that's a good combo to work with, I would think. Those. It's a little tankard, kind of busy, aren't they, with lots of stuff going on the outside. Yeah. This is one with a foxglove, wood ash. This one has just got simple iron oxide flecks and wood ash. And that one's foxglove. Okay, folks, well, there you are. That's the firing. I just thought I'd bring you up to speed with that. And what's going on with the weather? Sort of sunny again. It's sunny and squalling, and sunny and squalling. Great. Okay. So, yeah, write to me if anything here interests you, or if you have any questions, write to me. Simon Leach pottery@gmail.com. Treadle wheels for sale. If anybody's interested, write to me. Workshops: April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Every month, and some months we got 2 workshops. That's here in Millheim, Pennsylvania. So if that interests you, go to my website, check out the dates, and write to me and see if that date is available, and I'll write back to you. And then you'll need to send me a deposit. I'll tell you all about that. The workshops are $320 for the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. We start at 10 AM, we finish at 4:30 PM. It's a keep practicing workshop to help people improve their throwing skills, their throwing different forms, and handling, putting on handles, pulling handles and applying them. That's the, and we touch on other things, of course, like rolling rims and other stuff like that. But it's just getting people, surprisingly, people who come here, most people struggle to throw a cylinder, you see. Now, if you can't really throw a cylinder, you're going to be struggling. Throwing to a gauge, you see, learning to throw to a gauge, that will really help you more than you can imagine. Alright, that's it for now. What more is there to be said? Yeah, I want to continue more with this. As I say, I want to switch over to once firing with raw glazing, so I can omit this awful waste of time that we call bisque firing, because it and there's a bit of a learning curve, but I want to start going in that direction, away from bisque firing as much as I can. I know I probably won't be able to do it 100% of the time, but as you can see, it's perfectly possible to do it. And we just have to have a little mental change up here, don't we? Because we've been programmed. We need to be deprogrammed and reprogrammed afresh. Anyway, we'll talk more about that along the way. But for now, all I have to say is keep practicing. And I'll see you again in the next video. Whoops. Yep. Bye-bye now.